Superstars, how's it going? This is Coach Wood, and we are back at it, baby, for another amazing episode of content for you guys. I'm pumped up today. I know this is going to hit some people right where it needs to hit them. It's going to hit some athletes right where it needs to hit them, right here in between the ears, you guys, because I need you guys thinking savvy. I need you thinking smart. I need you thinking on another level than all the other athletes out there. So welcome you guys to the Before You Go Pro channel. If you're joining us for the very first time, thanks for stopping by. I'm your host, Coach Terrence Wood. This is where I come Monday through Friday, you guys, 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern, ready to serve the football players, the families of football players, the coaches, and the fans out there. So we have an amazing episode of the Weekday Huddle today for you guys. And if you haven't already, especially if you are a football player or a family member of a football player, please hit that notification bell so that you are notified whenever we release a new episode of the Weekday Huddle. And this is where we get after it, you guys. So we want you to come along with us. Also, check down in the description box because we've got some special resources for you guys out there as well. So, let's get into today's topic, you guys. You know, with the Weekday Huddle, we gotta come with the best topics out there in YouTube land to bring to you guys, our amazing audience, you guys. We're gonna have the best audience on YouTube, organic audience, and I can't wait to have that come to fruition, you guys. But today's topic is gonna hit some of you guys. You young athletes out there, there are going to be many things that you go through along your journey of trying to get far in the football entertainment industry. And one of the things, you guys, that is never talked about. People are going to train you mentally. People are going to try to train you physically. They're going to try to work on your technique. They're going to try to work on your football IQ. But one thing that is never talked about, you guys, and it wasn't for me as an athlete, so I had to find out the hard way. Now, luckily, my nature and my character was able for me to grasp this concept pretty seamlessly, but it's not easy. It's not easy. And you know one thing that 99% of all of you athletes out there are going to have to learn, but is never taught? Blessing others while waiting for yours. Blessing others while waiting for yours. Has anybody pulled you aside and taught you how to be grateful and thankful and bless others and applaud others while you're waiting for yours? Probably not. Probably not, because what are you taught? You're taught to compete, and you should compete. You're taught to try to get to the front of the line, and you should try to get to the front of the line or the top of the depth chart. You're taught to be a warrior, right? But what about when you have to wait? Have any of you guys ever been taught or ever talked to about how you are supposed to wait? How you are supposed to applaud others while you wait for yours? It's not an easy thing to do because we're all so competitive, and it's actually counterintuitive to the way that we're taught as highly competitive athletes. We're taught to give it all we've got and make sure that you're the one that gets the job. Make sure you're the one that's on the field. And you should be mad, you should be disappointed, you should be angry if you're not the one that gets the job, or if you're not the one at the top of the depth chart. You should have a major problem with that. And that's what we're taught, right? As highly competitive athletes. I know because I've been there before. But what about when you don't get the job? What about when you get beat out by somebody that's better than you? What about when a close friend of yours, maybe in college, a roommate of yours is booming? It could be a totally different position, you guys. There was a point in time in my college career, my teammate, my college roommate for 5 years, The godfather of my oldest son is an offensive lineman. He was the number one tackle in the country coming out of high school. His name is Victor Rogers. There were times in our career where we were both coming home from a game, just getting finished playing in front of 60, 80,000 people. And he had a great game. He was on the field. He was starting. He was pumped up. His name's in the magazine and the newspaper. And I'm struggling to see the field. How do you deal with that as a young football player? Has anybody ever taught you how to deal with a situation like that as a young football player? Because for most of you, it's coming. For most of you, there's going to be a period where you're tested, and you're tested in the form of having to wait or having to applaud somebody else's success that you worked just as hard as before you get yours. It's coming. So do you know how to deal with it? One of the times in my football career that I was most proud of myself was not my own success. Looking back on it, it was a particular time where I was genuinely happy and genuinely applauding my teammates that got to live their dream and see their dream come to fruition while I still had to wait. And when I look back on that moment, that's one of the most proud moments I have of myself during a difficult time in my football career, was actually applauding other people and genuinely being happy for them deep in my heart and soul. So when I played, you see the helmet in the background. When I played at the University of Colorado, we had a great year my senior year. A lot of guys went off to play professionally. And there was a time, very vivid, where the draft was over. The draft was over, and the free agent wave, that first wave, because you know the guys who don't get drafted, a lot of them will get picked up during the free agent wave, that takes place after the draft. So the draft had taken place, and I seen a number of my teammates get scooped up and taken off the board by NFL organizations. And then the free agent wave came. And I was thinking maybe that free agent wave, I had been hearing from the Bengals. My grandfather played for the Packers, so there was some interest there. So I'm thinking maybe that free agent wave. And I didn't get picked up on that first wave of the free agency. And that first wave, you guys, actually takes place as the draft is ending. So as the draft is ending, there's guys that were close to maybe getting drafted, but teams start contacting guys and saying, hey, our draft is over. We're done picking our guys, but we really liked you. We were very close to picking you. And if nobody picks you up here in the 6th, 7th round, we would love to give you a shot as a free agent. And then when the draft is over, all of the agents and the players decide where they're going in the free agent draft for the rookies. Well, I didn't get picked up during the draft, and I didn't get picked up during that first wave of the draft. And we actually had another day or two. So, the draft is going to go through the weekend. On that Monday, after my senior year, after we did all of the pro day stuff, after guys went to the combine and the draft happened, and then that first free agent wave, we happened to all of the draft eligible seniors and the juniors who decided to go out. We actually happened, a good percentage of us happened to still be in Boulder, and a good percentage of us were up at the facilities at the University of Colorado that next Monday after the draft. And if your teammate got a scholarship and you didn't, if your teammate got drafted or got a free agent shot and you didn't, you also know or have a good feeling on if you're better than your teammate or if you're not, or if you put in just as much work as your teammate or if you didn't. But for whatever reason, you're still waiting. You have to be patient, and they already got the dream. So I was coming into the weight room facility and guys were hugging and laughing and high-fiving because they got their dream. They were either drafted or they got the free agent opportunity that they had been dreaming of. And it was me and a couple of other players that were seniors that didn't have anything yet. And the cool thing, and this just speaks to why probably we won the championship, was that the guys that did get their golden ticket, the guys that had signed NFL contracts that weekend, the pinnacle of everything they had been working for, they also knew the guys who deserved to get a shot but didn't. And they actually started to tone down a little bit how hyped they were about what they received, which they didn't have to do, but they wanted to temper it. But that's what a team is about. A team is about looking out for each other. So when they saw me and a couple of the other guys who probably did deserve a shot, helped bring that Big 12 championship to Boulder just like them, but for whatever reason didn't get it. And for me, I ran a terrible 40 because I didn't prepare like I should have. But for whatever reason didn't get it, they tempered it down. They tempered it down. And they acknowledged that, hey, man, yours is coming, or you should have got your shot too. But they were aware and they were reading the room. But once again, one of the most proud moments of my life was blessing others while waiting for mine, you guys. Many of you guys see that book in the background. Well, that book covers a lot of my journey as a football player, but it's also a teaching book that teaches you about many of the different instances and situations that are timeless, that you guys are still going to have to go through decades after I played. And blessing others while waiting for yours is definitely a chapter in the book. A chapter in the book. It should be a chapter in your sports education, in your athlete education. But for a lot of us, we don't come to that chapter till we're living it. And a lot of us mess up on that chapter, where we're bitter or we're not as nice, or maybe a relationship gets ruined. My best friend from high school went to the same college as me, and his career took off while mine was going down in the dumps. And thank God it didn't affect our relationship. It actually made us stronger because I was blessing him and praying for him and hoping he did the best while I was waiting for mine and going through my own personal turmoil. So some of you guys may be waiting on that scholarship offer now, or that PWO, and your friend may already have it. Your friend that didn't want to go to the workout that was voluntary, but you went to the workout, and he's already got his offer. What happens? Do you get snarky with him? Do you stop having a relationship with him? Do you stop wanting to work out with him? Or do you say, you know what, you got yours? Man, that's great. I know mine's is coming. Let's get back out there on that track. Let's get back out there on that football field and bless others while you're waiting for yours. Because this is a mojo thing. This is an energy thing. Success is an energy thing. So, if you start having bad energy towards your friends, your teammates, people that you know that work their tail off and maybe they got theirs a little bit before yours, you start putting bad energy out there towards that, two things are going to happen. You're not going to have the energy you need and the fuel you need so that you can take your workouts to the next level. And then also when you finally do get yours, nobody's going to want to applaud you. They'll applaud you even harder if you are there for them when they get theirs. So that's what the Weekday Huddle is about. There's enough for everybody. And some of you guys may not learn that through the trainer that you got, the coach you got. Maybe even your parents are making you a little nervous, or they're talking about, why does he have that scholarship and my son doesn't? Why don't you have that scholarship? That's not the right energy. The right energy is we're going to applaud that person because we know that applauding that person makes mine come faster. All right? So you guys keep that in mind. Blessing others while waiting for yours. Down in the description box, you guys can find the link, you guys, for this book. So many teaching topics that still pertain to all of you athletes today. Also, there is a link for a free audiobook version of that book. So take advantage, because once again, many of you guys probably really haven't heard that concept. And it's a concept that is going to pertain to most of you. Pertain to most of you. But guess what? If you handle that education right, if you handle that chapter in your journey right, that blessing others while waiting for yours chapter, yours is on the way, baby. So hopefully you guys can really relate to that. There's going to be times where it's not easy, where you're working your tail off, but you see others getting theirs first, getting to the front of the line and getting their plate first. How do you handle that as a young football player? All right. Hey, get down in the description box. Make sure you grab that book. Check out the other resources that we have for you. Also, make sure that you subscribe. Please share this link with as many people as you can. Please talk about the Before You Go Pro YouTube channel with as many people as you can. This is just the beginning of where we're headed. This is just the beginning of the community that we're building, and we want you to be one of the pioneers and the first to the party, all right? And we're going to take this thing to another level. So, love you guys. Hope all is well. I'm Coach Wood. We'll see you at the top.